This is Germany. There's no one that can help me besides maybe lawyers. I swear the language barrier thing just makes everything extra difficult. There's so much bureaucracy and... Hi everyone, it's Grace here. It is currently Monday, 8:35. I just got back from my 8-day solo vacation from Copenhagen. I came back on Sunday early morning, so yesterday I took a full day just organized a little bit of everything. I'll also be uploading Copenhagen video. I just don't know when yet because I'm trying to do something different than like a typical vlog style. I'm trying to do something a little bit more artistic, but the thing is, I'm still a newbie at video editing, so I typically have to Google everything and watch all the tutorials, and it just takes up way too much time for me to edit one video, so we'll see. I really do want to push out my Copenhagen video because it's gonna be a fun thing for me to do. Because I just got back from my 8-day vacation, I just spent some time to go through some of my emails, and my company just announced newly promoted employees, and I am one of them. Obviously, my manager has already told me 2 weeks before, and honestly, I was a little bit surprised because in the States, back in the States, or at least in New York, and like from my personal experience and from most of my friends' experience, you have to ask for promotion. Because I was only exactly 1 year in this new role and new industry, I feel like it wasn't my time to ask for promotion. But shortly after our self-assessment and just the annual big review and feedback from other co-workers, and my manager told me that I was being promoted. So that was definitely a great news, and it definitely keep me motivated and make me want to work harder, but still having that work-life balance that we are all about on this channel. If you're watching this and you do not know me in person, I used to work in the fashion industry for so many years in New York City before fully transitioning into UX and tech. This is my first time having a manager that really supports me and genuinely wants to see me grow in the company. I just started a research project back in March, and we just got our first participant scheduled today at 10 a.m. the Monday morning that I came back to my job. I just finished reading all my research docs and notes so I can be fully prepared for my user interview later.
Hi guys.
After every single interview, I tried to reflect a little bit on my interview skill, and I feel like this time I was very calm and confident because I knew it was gonna be okay. Like, I've done this like more than 50 times probably at this point. Anyway, I feel like every time I interview, join the conversation, and I just want to quickly jump into interviewing because I was so afraid to waste anybody's time, so I didn't give the both of us enough time to really introduce each other and make the whole vibe friendlier. So it just stayed very professional and serious, and I would really like to change that. I started reading this book from Indie Young, Her Time to Listen, and here she talked about you should give around like 10 to 15 minutes just to get to know each other. You see that it makes a huge difference in your participants' responses when they speak to you, and I feel like that is definitely something I need to improve on. For this interview, I also stopped having a semi-structured interview guide and a list of questions. So she talked about writing notes is actually making sense of users' responses and answers, and that is a form of analysis. So what we should do instead as a researcher or anyone who's asking a question, we should skip formulating questions and pay full attention to your participant and follow their stream of consciousness. Hopefully, it will make me a better interviewer in the long run. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday already. So I want to share with you guys what happened. On Sunday when I came back from my vacation, I received a letter from my electric company that I've been paying for. And so how it works in Germany is usually you pay a monthly fee, and that fee is not your energy consumption of the previous month. It is prepaid for a whole year, and then in the end of the year they'll ask you for your meter reading, and then they'll calculate and just to see if you owe them money or they need to refund you based on your yearly consumption. And because I live here by myself, there's only this much energy consumption one person can consume, and I was not even here for a whole month of from mid-December and January, so my energy consumption was pretty low even as one person in this tiny studio. Not tiny, but it's more than enough for me at the moment. So when I got the mail, it says that I owe them more than 1,200 euros, and that just makes absolutely no sense because I've been paying 64 euro a month, and to be honest, that is even overpriced for me in this apartment. There's no way, absolutely no way that I owe them 1,200, more than 1,200, I think almost 300, I think almost 1,300 euro more on top of what I was paying, the 64 euro per month. So obviously the bill is in German and I had to translate everything. There were a few words that were not translatable, so I still don't know what that means on the bill. And it just, I don't know, like I get so exhausted when I have to deal with these type of bureaucracy because first of all, everything is in German. When I have to deal with things, I have to deal with them in German. Whether it's phone call or email, I swear the language barrier thing just makes everything extra difficult. On top of that, this is Germany. Everything that you have to do, everything that is contract related, housing related, there's so much bureaucracy. And I was in such a good mood when I came back from my trip from the airport. I checked my mail and then this is what I got. The amount of money has already been deducted from my bank account, so there's nothing I can do. What I need to do is I need to like email someone, maybe like ask on Facebook group, and I'm really not comfortable asking for help, especially it's something that I am very anxious about because I just feel very uncomfortable showing this side of me. And this thing actually kept me awake on Sunday and a little bit of yesterday. That is why I've been feeling a little bit anxious after my trip, and there's no one that could help me except for me asking for help. So I feel really helpless, honestly, and I feel like I'm being ripped off by the company, and I'm just really mad and I feel very helpless. I don't know what to do at the moment, but I hope it's gonna be okay. This is the moment when I hope I had bought lawyer insurance because it would give me more protection and I would feel more protected as a foreigner in Germany, but I don't have that. So I don't know, I might be consider buying lawyer insurance even though it might be too late for this situation that I'm dealing with, but moving forward it might be really helpful. And yep, I don't know what to do with the 1,200 because I definitely do not owe them the 1,200 euro or more. In fact, like I feel like they should refund me money based on the consumption that I used up the last year. So aside from this situation that kept me awake for the last 2 nights, everything else is going pretty well. I just got promoted. I'm also thinking about moving apartments because I'm also paying overpriced rent for this apartment. I know that the rent that I am paying right now, I can get myself a 2-bedroom apartment. When I say 2-bedroom, I actually mean 1 bedroom. It's just in Germany, living room counts as a 1 bedroom. So what I meant is 1 bedroom. Currently, I'm living in a studio. I just feel like I need to get more bang for my buck for this type of rent, and I'm not happy with how much rent I'm paying and how little space I get. So I don't know. I kind of also want to live in the middle of nowhere to have more greens and better window view for myself, but I also don't drive and I don't plan on having a car because it just adds more expense for me. And I don't know, I don't think I'm ready for that yet because as I said, anything in Germany is just so annoyingly like inconvenient. So why add more inconvenience to my life when I have other easier options? I I don't know. I'm just rambling because I feel like I've had so much pent-up anger and frustration inside me, and I don't have really close friends in Germany to talk about these things with, and I would not talk about this with my friends from the US because then they wouldn't understand it. And this is when I feel like being an expat in a foreign country is tough. Even as an adult, it is tough. It is so much more difficult when I was a teenager and I got sent to America and then having to learn English, studying the different subjects in English. This is so much more difficult because I'm actually adulting here and being responsible of everything by myself. There's no one that can help me besides maybe lawyers. I don't know. If I were 10 years older, I probably wouldn't go through this because I just don't have the mental capacity and the energy to do stuff like this all over again. And the reason I'm sharing this on YouTube is I want to show the realistic side of living in Germany. It is not easy and it is not for the faint of heart, I'm telling you. I also want to talk about something that is more exciting. This Saturday, I am going to Düsseldorf. I've never been there. I've always heard like how good the food is over there, the Japanese food and the Chinese food, and I am really excited about food. It's going to be a one-day trip. I think the train ride is around 1 hour, more or less. If DB doesn't have any fish biltong, I would be grateful. Again, when you live in Germany, you always need to have the lowest expectation of things because things just don't work here for half of the time. Not to be too pessimistic because I don't want to be that type of person, but you just learn to accept the reality of living here because it's my own choice to be here. There are still so much perks. Like, it's not like I regret being here and moving here. Like, I would not have the life experience that I have in Germany if I were to stay in the US for life. It is so worth it, honestly. I'm all about experiences and having different stories to tell. So I guess that's why I'm also on YouTube talking about stuff that no one is watching. But it's more for myself to remember this chapter of my life and the struggle that I've gone through in my 30s. And looking back, for sure, when I'm older, I'm gonna be so proud of myself for taking the chance and just having the courage to do this for myself. Because life is a long journey and I don't want to be stuck in a place and never grow. I'm always looking to step out of my comfort zone. Okay, I am ready. It's actually taking a way longer time because I'm speaking and getting ready. Usually I just take 5 minutes, but yep. I'm gonna go to work now. Bye-bye. As I'm here editing this video, I've already sorted out this issue and got my refund. Looking back, it seems more like a minor thing compared to other bureaucratic stuff that I have had to tackle on my own. But you know what? It doesn't mean that the frustration and the anxiety that I was feeling at the time were not valid. Was I overreacting? I don't think so, because this is my personal experience, and navigating my life as an expat here, as a foreigner, comes with its own set of challenges, and I think we all handle it differently.
Did you guys have career wars in Berlin? No? Why not? That's the Berlin experience. We went for